Michael Jordan has shown interest in Russell Westbrook. It's not the first time. Michael Jordan jumped on Russell Westbrook straight out of UCLA. Michael Jordan was the first major company to offer Russell Westbrook a huge shoe deal. Michael Jordan signed Russell Westbrook, I want to say in his second year in the league, maybe third year, and gave him a signature shoe, the why not. He's became Mr. Triple-Double. Yeah, he's Mr. Triple-Double. Meaning Russell Westbrook has spent the majority of his career chasing a certain structure of statistical measures, if that makes any sense. His game is predicated not on winning, but on playing hard and living with the results, which, you know, at all levels except the NBA level, that's okay. You know, if you have a high schooler who, oh man, he can't hit the broadside of a barn, but, you know, he plays hard, or, you know, he'll turn you over about 7 or 8 times in a game, maybe even 10, but he plays hard. Oh man, that guy just lets people go by him on defense, doesn't give any second or third effort. Oh, but he plays hard. That is what Russell Westbrook lives by on the basketball court. And he said it numerous times. So, I mean, it's not like speculation, you know, it's not hearsay. This is literally from the horse's mouth. Russell Westbrook believes that all you have to do is play hard on the court and give it your all, and that's all that matters. Which, like I said, on every level of basketball except the NBA, that is okay. That is acceptable. That'll work. In the NBA, it's more X's and O's. It's more strategy. You have to care a lot more about every single possession. Possessions, you know, don't just fall in your lap. You know, you have to earn possessions in the NBA. You have to earn good quality shots in the NBA. Obviously, you know, if you are a superstar, if you're offensively gifted, you know, it might be easier for you to get your own baskets. And you can, you know, you have guys that hit tough shots. But for the most part, man, you got to know what you're doing, and you got to be a step ahead. You got to be at least a play ahead. You have to be at least a possession ahead. And as far as knowing where your team is, what the game is calling for, what reads you have, what mismatches you have, who's coming and going in the game, where you are within the nuance of the game, momentum of the game, energy of the game, the spirit of the game. All these things matter in the NBA because you're talking about a league where a 25-point lead isn't safe. You can go up 25 because you're playing hard, but playing hard doesn't mean you're going to keep the 25-point lead. Makes you keep a 25-point lead in the NBA is closing out on three-pointers, not letting the team that's down feel any energy, feel any momentum, and continuing to press on defense. That's the only way you can hold a league in the NBA, because these guys, you know, they get down when they want to as a team make a run. You know, the good teams have a way that they go about making runs, starting plays, sets that get a different type of movement. The great coaches have a variety of different things they can go to when it comes to getting their team in spots where they can be successful. The good coaches, the good teams, the good franchises, the good organizations have a way where they can make that happen. Now, where does Russell Westbrook fit in and all that? You know, I've always been a person that says, you know, man, when Russell Westbrook loses a step, you know, I think he's going to be a great player. You know, all he has to do is, once his body forces him to slow down, he's going to have to think more. I always thought that. I always said that. But I'm starting to backtrack on that, man, because the man is 33 years old now, closer to 34, and I don't see it. You're talking about a guy who's clearly under the rim, an under the rim player for the most part. You know, straight line, full gather, full penultimate step, he can explode, but off of a quick 1-2, off of a unbalanced jump, off of a off rhythm jump, he's not gonna sky above the rim anymore. It takes him effort and energy to fly high now, and that's clear to see. I gave it plenty of time as somebody, you know, with leaping and running ability, with the athleticism, the professional level athleticism that I have, and I'm 34, just turned 34 in March. I know how it feels to go out there, and you kind of got to think about gotta think about exploding up. You kind of got to think about dunking on this guy. You kind of got to think about going to go get that block now. You know, you kind of have to think about getting in these passing lanes now. It takes an actual conscious thought now, whereas before it was just,
oh, boom, I'm there. Dunk on you. Blocking that. Second jump. Third jump.
You know, now it's like, oh, second jump is harder. Third jump's almost impossible. Fourth jump, you know, you don't have no fourth jump. That just comes with age. That just comes with father time ticking. One thing that bothers me about Russell Westbrook is we've seen him sometimes, you know, I'm not the type of person that watches these guys and think like they have to pour their hearts out to us in press conferences and be 100% transparent, but he talks a lot about his impact off the court, and I don't see a guy that shows that he's aware of who's watching, because who's watching Russell Westbrook are kids. That's who loves Russell Westbrook. Though a kid is the only person who can see past his stats and see that, you know, he's detrimental to a team. So, you know, when I watch him, I don't see him behave as a guy or even speak as a guy who's pertaining to being a role model. You know, his off the court stuff, I agree. You know, he's doing great stuff off the court, But what about the hoopers that are watching? You talking about fashion? What about just the guys that care about hoops and hoops only? And all they need to see is a guy grow and evolve and be willing to change and be flexible. The guy who's still talented, still has the ability in his legs and his body. His body can still do it, not at the same level and same work rate, I don't think. Not playing the same minutes, I don't think. But I do think he's a guy who can put the ball in the hole and he can still, you know, find the open man and drive and kick. I still think he's great at that, and you would like to see him be more transparent about what he's thinking about his own game. And sometimes what it comes down to is these reporters aren't asking the right questions. The reporter's not asking the right questions, and he's not, you know, they're giving him opportunity to act like this. And what I want to know is, Russ, at what point are you going to adjust your game to being a below the rim player? At what point are you going to learn how to attack with pace? At what point, man? At what point are you gonna go work on a floater? Huh? Russell Westbrook's the only star point guard in the league I've ever seen that doesn't have a floater. In my life.
No floater.
No float game. No touch. And you know, it's crazy because there's been reports that he has small hands, but when you look in his press conference, his hands look huge. You know, I don't have ginormous hands. I have, you know, I'm 6'5", 6'6", but you know, it looks like he has big hands. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with his hands. But, you know, that could contribute to some of his lack of ball control in the air and an ability to make adjustments. But I'm seeing a guy who doesn't realize what's happening, or maybe he realizes what's happening and he's too cool with the facade. But what we're gonna see is not after this season, because he's still got to get paid. Okay, he's got one more year at 40 plus, 45 million, 44 million. I think it's 47 this year, 44 next year, 47 this year, 40. It's one of those, 47 or 44 million. After that, we're gonna see. It's gonna be humbling time, you know, to the point where he might retire. May not be that next year. What would that be? 2024, but it may be 2025. He might play till 36, because it's gonna be humbling. You know, he's gonna get the vet minimum. He's gonna get the mid-level $5 million to $10 million contract. He's never again gonna get this contract. I don't care how many 27, 8, and 10 games he has. It's not happening. You saw a franchise that needed him, had pieces around him. Some games even had a top 5 player on his team, and he couldn't contribute to winning. Contribute to winning, y'all. I'm not saying carry your team on his back. I'm saying he couldn't contribute to winning. Meaning the team's trying to win. You're turning the ball over 10 times, 8 times, 6 times, 7 times. Meaning you can't hit the broadside of a barn. You can't hit a wide open 3, bruh. And any hooper out there, anybody that plays basketball, any serious level, bruh, imagine spending 14 years in the league and you still can't hit an open 3. Like, bruh, it's your job. All you have to do all day when you're not playing in a basketball game is fucking play basketball, bruh. That's all you have to do. As a professional basketball player, you get to decide your endorsement schedule. You get to decide when your friends, when you party, where you travel, where you go to vacation, when you go to Miami, when you go to Atlantic City. You get to decide that, bruh. The main thing you should be doing is working on your weaknesses of your game. And you're talking about that's been your job for 14 years and you still can't, you're still a sub 35% three-point shooter. That says it all. Delusional player. Delusional player. So, you know, until he makes some changes in himself, man, which, you know, it's getting late. It's getting late. You know, it's going to be rough. He's going to get this money. And then after he gets his money, we're going to see, because I don't think any teams are going to jump on paying him more than a mid-level contract. Not when you got guys like, young guys like Miles Bridges. You got guys like Miles Bridges that's freaking about to get paid. LaMelo Ball's going to get the crazy Supermax extension off his rookie contract because his rookie contract's up. And, I mean, you got young guys that's going to get paid. The league's turning over. The talent is turning over. Guys who were in their prime are now not in their prime. Guys who were in freaking college and high school and babies, now they're here taking over and running the old guys out the gym. Except for guys like Chris Paul, who has ganged up with the young guys, which is smart. That's smart, bro. Chris Paul learned it in OKC. He didn't choose to go to OKC, but he learned something there. Yo, I need to get with these young guys and show them what I know. You know what I mean? Turn the page in your career, get with some young guys, and run with them, and show them how to pace. And that's what Chris Paul's done, which is, you know, he is the anti-Westbrook. He is the opposite of Westbrook. So I just wanted to make this video because, damn, man, Russell Westbrook is a nutcase sometimes. At least his public character is a nutcase. You know, I don't believe that's, obviously people speak highly of him, so, you know, he's doing what he has to do, what he wants to do for his brand, and I get it. But, you know, the person he's showing us is like, wow, I couldn't imagine being a friend to him, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, bless up, y'all. I'm gonna holla.